Hello, and thank you for tuning in to this episode of Gallivant with Kris and Tony, where today we have gallivanted to the kitchen once again for the third in our series of bourbon flavored treats. The first was an old-fashioned, second was the bourbon candied pecans, and today we're going to utilize those bourbon candied pecans to do a bourbon candied pecan biscotti with some chocolate chips. Appreciate you tuning in. If you do like what you see, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so we can continue to bring these recipes to you, as well as some of our adventures as well. So let's get things going, and I'm going to show you the ingredients to start. 2/3 of a cup of sugar, 2 cups of unbleached all-purpose flour, 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter, 1½ teaspoons of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of bourbon, 2 eggs. Then our mix-ins are going to be 2/3 of a cup of our bourbon candied pecans and 2/3 of a cup of chocolate chips. To preheat our oven to 350 degrees. Now, obviously, some of you may know that biscotti means twice baked. So this cookie, we're going to form it into a log. We're going to bake it the first time. When we take it out after the first bake, that's when we'll slice it into pieces, and then we put that back in for the second bake. All right, first we're going to add in our butter and our sugar. Our baking powder, our salt, and our bourbon. Now, if you were making just a traditional biscotti, rather than bourbon, you would be using vanilla. But we're going to put that bourbon in, get this going. Now we're going to add in our 2 eggs, 1 egg at a time. All right, now we're going to start adding in our flour. All right, that looks good. Transfer this dough to our parchment-lined baking sheet, where we'll start to form it. Now this recipe is going to yield maybe 15 to 17 cookies. Let's go ahead and get fingers wet. Just press it out. All right. So that's about how it should look. All right, this is going to go in for 25 minutes at 350 degrees. I am going to show you how to go about breaking up the bourbon candied pecans, because it isn't something that you want to just chop, or you definitely don't want to throw them into a food processor. So let me show you the best way that I found to have them be good-sized pieces. So here we have our bourbon candied pecans. And if you didn't see the video where we made these, please go back and watch them again. So this is, how they looked. They still taste fantastic. You're going to want to get a Ziploc bag. We'll just throw some in here, just so you can kind of get an idea of what I was saying about hitting them with a rolling pin. At least that's my technique. Put them in a Ziploc bag, kind of squeeze all the air out that you can. Close up the bag. Set these out. Get a rolling pin and just start giving it some taps. There. So yeah, you want good sized pieces. You don't want it to be just crumbs. So you still have some good sized pieces that'll be in your biscotti. Time is up. Let's take those out of the oven. All right. I'm going to put it on our cooling rack right here. Like I said, we're going to let this cool for anywhere from 5 to 25 minutes. All right, it's cooled down enough for us to spray our water. So we're going to spray water over the top and the sides. What the water is going to do is it's going to soften it enough so when we cut it, it doesn't crumble. And it's just room temperature water. Just a light spray. Over this side. There. Just enough. All right, we've given it 5 minutes to sit. I think it's ready to. So what we're going to do is straight cuts. You don't want to do it at an angle because after it's cut, like I mentioned, we're going to separate the pieces about a ½ inch in between, put them in for that second bake at 325 degrees for 25 minutes. You want your pieces to stay straight. That sound is good in chocolate chips. Last year just did a plain one that had dipped it into chocolate. Nice. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. The ends really don't count, so you're going to get 13 good pieces out of it. All right, I am not going to lie. I really took my time here to get these pieces divided up, but this is how it should look. And it's looking really good. There's nothing like, I think whenever you're baking any kind of cookie, the smell fills the house. Just, it's great. I love it. I love it. All right, in you go, 25 minutes at 325. Done. Done and done. Nice. There we go. We're gonna let this cool. Slid the baking sheet out from under the parchment paper here so they can cool quicker. Let's take a look at this. See, this is beautiful. This is golden brown. You can see the pieces of the pecan in there. You can see your chocolate chip. It's still a little warm, but we gotta taste it. If you wanted to get fancy, you could put some white or dark chocolate, melt it down, put it in one of them squeeze bottles, do a fancy little decoration over the top of it. If you wanted to give these as a gift at Christmas time, put a few of them in a bag with a ribbon, then I probably would dress them up a little bit. This is how I like to enjoy it. Get one of these, just pick a piece here. Let's try this piece right here.
Your sweet God, it smells good in here.
Look at how beautiful that is. Chris has decided to join because the smell was so good. So yeah, let's try this. I like to dip it in a little bit there. Get a little bit of that foam.
You made coffee even. Hot.
No, it's not.
Yeah, that's very, very good.
The thing I like about biscotti is that it's not real sweet.
Definitely have some of this. Need some of this.
Huh? Well, I want to thank you for joining us. This concludes the 3-video series using bourbon. But I hope you try this recipe. I hope you try all 3 of the recipes. The old-fashioned, great classic cocktail, the bourbon candied pecans, and then this, same thing. Do away with the bourbon, put vanilla in there, any kind of additional ingredients you want to add. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe. We're going to bring you a lot more recipes. Comments. Yeah, please leave comments. And happy fall.
Fall. Yes, happy fall.
All right, bye.
Bye.